G'day guys, welcome to another one of our videos. This one is an interesting one for me. Why go to a mortgage broker? I'm obviously biased because if you haven't figured it out yet, at Squirrel we're mortgage brokers. Look, the thing that really frustrates me all the time is this notion that you simply go to a mortgage broker to get a better rate. I guess that comes down to, well, how good am I at negotiating? If I'm shit at negotiating and I don't like creating friction, then go to a mortgage broker because we'll do that for you. Or, oh no, I'm pretty good at negotiating rates myself. Screw it, you know, I'll do it myself and I'll run around a few banks and get the best deal for myself. Both are completely valid. I think the reality is that what we do is a hell of a lot more than that. We're talking to clients about the best way of structuring their loans, what the different options are between the banks in terms of how you do that structure. But we're also looking after them through the whole house buying process. We spend a lot of time looking at LIM reports, building inspections, helping people figure out where to buy, what to buy, what's happening with the property market in terms of house prices and whether they're going up or down, what's an appropriate price to pay for a property at auction. When they're selling, what sort of strategies they should have in that, which is for existing customers, whether or not buying investment property at the moment is a good idea, what sort of property to buy, having a longer term strategy around that, helping people figure out when the Reserve Bank puts in LVR restrictions, what it means for when they're buying, but also what it means for their existing property portfolio, or if they're wanting to renovate, how to do that. So look, when you sort of start to break it out, there's a hell of a lot of advice and risk associated with property and mortgages. It kind of pays to make sure that you've got good people alongside you for that, people that you can trust, people that you can have honest conversations with where you don't feel like the need to hide stuff from them. And that's where mortgage brokers come in. We're obviously paid by the lender, so it's a free service. So from my perspective, I'm kind of like, why wouldn't you do it? Not all mortgage brokers are the same. Look, a couple of the things I think that set us apart is that our team are paid salaries. The reason they're paid salaries is that we want to make sure that they're always 100% focused on what is right for the client and they're not being motivated by different banks in terms of what they pay, commission structures, that sort of thing. The other thing is that we're not owned by and we don't work with real estate firms. And the reason for that is that at the end of the day, real estate agents are working for the seller and their motivation is getting property sold, which means that if they're passing referrals through to brokers, they're passing on the buyer to the broker and morally, or I don't know, but the reality is that that's putting the broker under a little bit of pressure to basically do a good job for the agent who's essentially working for the vendor. To me, that doesn't feel right. Our job is single-minded. It's basically looking after borrowers through the whole house buying process. So I think things that make us different, the guys are paid salaries, which means they always do what's right, and we work for the buyer. Those to me are two quite big points of difference that separate Squirrel from the rest of the market. That's it for me. I'll talk to you later on. Cheers.